Good morning. I just wanted to come on here today and let you guys know how much I'm thinking about you, and I love you and I care about you, and I can't wait until the day that I can see you guys again. Until that time, I thought that I could read you guys a story each day, and I will send it to your parents for them to show you when they are able to. Today we're going to read A Possum Come a-Knockin' by Nancy Van Lawn, illustrated by George Booth. Here we go. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Granny was a-sittin' and a-rockin' and a-knittin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Ma was busy cookin' in the kitchen making taters when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. When a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Now from now on, whenever I make that sound, I want you guys to help me and make that sound too, and it will be super fun. Pa was busy fixin' and a-bangin' and a-poundin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Pappy was a-whittlin' making play toys for the baby when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Sis was tossin' baby while a pappy was a-whittlin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Brother was untangling all the twiny line for fishing while sis was tossin' baby and a pappy was a-whittlin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum was a-knockin' at the door. And Pa was busy fixin' and a Ma was busy cookin' and a Granny was a-knittin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum was a-knockin' at the door. Coondog was a-twitchin' and a-scratchin' in the corner when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. Tomcat started sniffing and a-spittin' and a-hissin' when a possum come a-knockin' at the door. I said a possum come a-knockin' at the door. What's that? Sis said. Don't know, Brother said. What's that? Pa said. Don't know, Granny said. But that cat, she said. That cat, she oughter go. Then dogs started sniffing and a-pawing and a-growling while the cat tail a-twitching was a-hissing and a-howling, making Granny stop a-knitting and Pappy stop a-whittling and a baby start a-fussing and sis and brother started cussing 'cause a little old possum was a-knocking at the door. I said a possum was a-knocking at the door. What's that? Granny said. Don't know, Pappy said. What's that? Ma said. Don't know, Pa said. Then I creepy crossed the floor and peeked under the door. It's a possum coming knocking on the door, I said. It's a possum coming knocking at the door. Then Brother came a-leaping and a sister came a-running and a baby came a-crawling and a dog started howling and a pappy was a-chuckling and Granny's eyes was twinkling as Ma followed Pa to the door. No hush, Pa said. No hush, Ma said. And slowly Pa opened up the door. Now you all stop your hollering, your fussing, and your cussing, 'cause there's nothing that's a-knocking at the door. I said there's nothing that's a-knocking at the door. No possum, Pappy said. No possum, Pa said. No possum, Granny said. No possum, Ma said. Then we all started doing like before. Granny was a-sittin' while a Pappy was a-whittlin' and Ma was a-cookin' and Pa was a-fixin'. Brother was untangling all the twiny line for fishing while Sis was tossin' baby and a coondog was a-scratchin' while Tomcat was a-lickin'. And I was just a-sittin' and a-lookin' out the window when I saw what I saw scoot up the old oak tree. A possum was a-scootin' and a-scramblin' and a-danglin'. That possum that was knockin' made a fool out of me. THEEND, the end.